All right, here's the show today. Two things, but mainly one. I'm outside of restaurant Huawan, 42 East Broadway, Chinatown, Manhattan. It's a great story. Chef Tang came out of retirement from Taiwan to open up this restaurant, one of the most ambitious restaurant openings in Chinatown, really in modern history. This is an incredibly beautiful build-out, and he's got a great pedigree. His dad was Shorty Tang, the man who invented the chilled sesame noodle. That's right, it all comes from this place. We're gonna do a little sidebar up to NOM on Kenmare Street, see what Wilson Tang and his crew are doing with the NOM brand, kind of dim sum, fast casual, but mainly we're going to bore down deep on Chinese Sichuan food, Peking duck, and all the wonders that Chef Tang is serving here.
I'm Mike Colameco, industry insider. Been in the business my whole life, and I know what it takes to succeed. Each week we'll take you into real kitchens, filmed in real time. Backstage passes to a day in the life of chefs, restaurateurs, and their teams. The competition's fierce. Careers, life savings, and reputations hang in the balance. These are my people, and this is their passion. And that's what's next on Mike Colameco's Real Food. Mike Colameco's Real Food is brought to you by the continuous, generous support of the following underwriters.
Extra virgin olive oil from Colavita, an Italian family brand.
Rachel Ray's signature specialty food line, designed for preparing meals at home.
Ricky， 你问问他那个蒜泥白肉打下来没有单子，叫他打下来再破，破应该打下来了吧 ？My father created a lot of restaurant
In Taiwan.
in Taiwan, and I think early '60s, and our ambassador, United States ambassador in Taiwan, and used to go my father's restaurant because my father was one of the famous the chef.
The U.S. ambassador.
U.S. ambassador.
Gotcha.
And they told my father, said, your food is so great, and we really want you coming to stay, because at that time the state only know the chop suey,
Right,
call it
chop suey.
chicken chopping,
Right,
and
right.
whatever. So they say the kind of food they never heard about it, they never taste before.
What you make, Chef?
Make a pork berry with a fresh garlic sauce. It's appetizer. Michael, you want to try sauce? Come. Everything we make here, we make a fresh sauce.
It's fantastic. I have no idea what I'm eating. It's amazing. I mean, there's acid, there's oil, there's heat, there's umami, it's just nuts. This is what he pours over that pork.
And early '60s, so my father was get approved. Whole family can immigrate to United States. So 1963, my father come to United States.
Now, for people that don't know New York's Chinatown history, I mean, the Chinese history in New York has been difficult for years. In the
Yes, right.
1880s, there was the act that basically said Chinese couldn't become citizens, they had
Yes,
to carry ID cards. If a Chinese man married a non-Chinese woman, she lost her citizenship. Those laws were on the books until World War II.
Yes,
but
right.
even when he came to New York in the 60s, Chinatown was tiny. It was maybe 6,000 Chinese people around,
That's right.
around Doyer Street, Pell Street, Mott Street.
Yes, right.
That was the neighborhood.
Yes, right.
Period.
I show you the chef go make a crispy for you. We can
chef?
shoot
The
it.
chef?
The young chef.
That's the beef. Chef, the
And-
crispy
yes.
beef. Crispy beef has a little bit of wine in it. In the
Yes.
sauce?
Little wine.
A little touch of wine.
Yeah.
Thank you. We love that. I'm not sure I want to share this. Sauce is sweet and hot. It's crispy, and there's nothing not to like about this. All right,
I use the cold noodle.
the famous dish.
Yep.
Shorty
And,
Tang's invention.
And I put the noodles like this way. Okay. And so we use different 3 cabbage. This is a cabbage in it.
Cabbage.
Yes, 3 cabbage.
You got 2 stars New York Times.
Yes,
Pete
right.
Wells.
Thank you.
Congratulations, a great
Thank you.
review.
Thank you.
And the first thing Wells talked about was the cold chilled sesame noodles.
Yes, right.
And I remember, I've lived in New York since '82. And I used to live in Murray Hill, and one of my favorite restaurants was Irving Sichuan. And when I first tasted your sesame noodle, I'm like, Irving Sichuan.
Yes.
And I remember mentioning this to you, thinking the only one I've ever had that was even, so that's your father's recipe?
My father's restaurant. That's my father first owned restaurant.
Your dad, Shorty Tang.
Yes,
he
right.
was short, we should mention.
Pretty not tall.
Yeah, pretty not tall, okay. So, but he actually was the guy that invented this dish. Explain
Yes, right.
why he came up with this chilled, because the Chinese don't really eat chilled noodles.
Taiwan is very hot and humid place.
Hot and humid.
Hot and humid.
Yep.
So my father was create a cold noodle sesame sauce in Taiwan. Vinegar.
There's a touch of vinegar in this, I knew that.
The sauce.
The secret sauce.
Yeah, we made a sauce here.
That's what everybody wants this recipe. Everybody wants that.
So that's the way. Very simple, but we make a sauce is very difficult.
How many ingredients in that sauce at the end, Chef?
About 9.
9. And who makes that? Just you?
I make it myself.
Just you?
Just myself.
Family recipe.
Yeah.
So your father was one of the highest, if not the highest profile Chinese chef in New
Yes,
York
right.
City at that time.
That's right.
And then you come along and you're about 12, 13 years old.
Yeah.
And your dad says, why don't you come work in the kitchen?
Michael, right here.
I'm coming, sir, chef.
Okay, so we make the mapo tofu here. When you see the cook, you see it preparing. It's just like right away in your mind.
Yeah, you get
So that's why I know a lot of dish because I see all the different cook. You see, we cook the tofu first. My father told me about this. I say, how do you make mapo tofu? Because I love mapo tofu. And my father told me, say, basic tofu is no flavor. He said, listen, most chef, if you cook so many mapo tofu a day, they're tired, they don't want to do the procedure. And I said, what's the procedure? It's very simple, he said. Why is tofu? You need people want the tofu. You need a flavor in there. So then I said, how do you do that? He said, listen, I use the chicken breast, the soup. And I put a different flavor in there. I put a soy sauce. I put something like a little soy, like things. And you put a tofu in there.
So you're blanching the tofu first.
Yes, right.
In an enriched chicken broth that's flavored.
Yes, right. So we make it a wok with the oil balance out. Otherwise it will dry. So you see the
A little touch of oil.
yeah, and with pork.
Pork.
Yeah. And put a fresh garlic here. That's the spicy you see we make. And we make hot oil in there too.
It's a little hot oil you just squirt it in.
Yes, right. You see we put the other hot pepper in there.
So that's a dry hot pepper.
Yeah,
Smells like Sichuan pepper.
yeah. One starch. You see second stage.
A little more starch. It's
Yeah.
number 2. What's that?
Hot oil again.
Hot oil. Another hot oil.
See,
And
one more
third
starch.
time.
Yes, right. So
3
most-
stages.
Yeah, most of the Chinese restaurants cook mapo tofu in 5 minutes. We cook, you see the way we cook, long time.
It's a long pickup.
Yeah,
Yep.
because that's why I say that. It's beautiful right now coming out.
What's in this powder you're going to put on, Chef?
This is the pepper powder you can touch. Yeah, be careful. Like, you do like this way.
Yeah.
That's corn powder.
It's really bright. It's
Yeah,
not just
thank
hot.
you. Yeah, thank you. Yeah.
Thank you, Chef. Thank you, thank you.
We can try it here.
We're going to try right here in the kitchen.
we're gonna try right
I brought
here.
chopsticks
Come on.
for us. There's a hell of a lot of good reasons to come to this restaurant.
Try
I'd
this
say
way.
it's-
Try it. You see how do you like?
All right, we're eating this first, apparently.
All right.
This is crazy.
Yeah,
This
but
is
it's
so
the way.
good.
It's the way we make it.
This is like perfectly balanced.
Because you just can't put it just because spicy. It's not right.
Correct, I agree. And this dish, I need a bite of this in my life. This is, you guys wait till tonight. This is ridiculous.
You know what I mean? You have to eat the level, the different taste, different spicy. Yeah.
This is amazing. This is so freaking good. And there's almost that last pepper powder, and then in here too, there's almost like, I'm going to use the word floral, F-L-O-R-A-L, like flower, like bright, like flowers.
Yes.
There's almost like a floral note, which I have no idea where it's coming from. It's delicious.
That's the one with very famous shrimp, tiger shrimp with the ginger sauce. Yeah, that way my family tradition we cook. Okay, that's so talented. That's my family very famous dish. And I created, really, my father created this beautiful dish. Thank you.
This is your father's recipe?
Yeah, you can try the sauce. Be careful hot. You see, that's what we call the pork belly right now.
So the story about how your family acquired this building
Yes,
was a great story. Your family had a restaurant next door,
yes, right.
and there was a couple
Yes, right.
that owned this whole building.
Yes, right.
The garments, right?
Yes, called Phillips. I remember
Phillips.
Phillips clothes store. They're a very nice couple. They always come in, and they haven't really tried to read Chinese food before. And they are Jewish, they're sure. They love Jewish, always love Chinese food, that's for sure. So my father treated very nice, like family, because, you know, in Chinese it's neighborhood. It's probably 1970 or something, Mr. Phillips passed away. And a few years later, I think she's tired. She, you know, so he wanted to close the store. And she come and asked my family, say, do you interested in buy this building? And we told her very clear, and we don't have enough money.
Right. You don't have enough money.
You don't have enough
Right.
because
it's a
a
big building.
yeah, big building. We don't have enough money. So the Miss Phillips said, no problem. I personally give you a loan beside your bank loan, beside the things. She personally give you a loan.
She wanted you in this space.
Yes.
Period.
So Miss Phillips, the lawyers, is not happy because she said, why you sold this building at this kind of price?
Right. She's selling it under market,
Yes.
and she's loaning you 6 figures.
Yes.
She's holding paper.
And Miss Phillips says, Tang's family treat me like family. I want the family have a space for operating a restaurant.
And she had no children.
She didn't have children.
Correct. So this is
In
a
my-
couple with no kids, and
No kids,
they always
yeah.
wanted to do the right thing.
Yes, we are very lucky for Miss Phillips Hoppers got this building.
That's amazing.
I have to go to Yang Jinzhong. Today we have Yang Jinzhong.
All right, we're going to go inside,
Yeah,
Chef.
I'm going inside too. And,哎，这怎么样？看到很高兴。来，没有，他们是大电视台的，不要急。
These are live.
Yeah, live one. This is real live. OK， 这样够了。然后我要大的那个西草。We supposed to deliver yesterday. They didn't deliver, so we order from here. 你是好 live 来啊？
That's the trouble with those damn live fish. All right, stand back, boys. These guys is
不要那么大。
Fish on, fish on.
2磅左右的，2磅左右的。
guy squirted me.
OK。Beautiful， 哎，2磅左右，2磅左右的，好不好？I used to conch this one.
Conch.
Yeah, I used to conch this one.
And tell me about those huge clams, those surf clams, the quahogs. What do they use those for?
The
What-
steam for.
Steam?
Yeah, steam for.
And you eat everything? You eat all the meats?
Yeah.
Those things could be 60, 70 years old.
会不会太小？哎
What kind of fish is this?
OK，
It's not carp. What is it?
这是巴塞罗
I need my glasses.
Barramundi.
Barramundi. Barramundi.
也放一些最有名的餐馆，类似。对，放过就是嘛，我们现在被没有米其林也写我们米其林啊。大的全部有。现在几条？多少条了？
I love Chinatown.
我不晓得，可以。OK， 没关系，这样够了。那今天就够了。哎，
What's he making, Chef?
一定要加盐味精，哎，不然的话它的味道不够。We
Jesus.
make a one of the hot pepper sauce.
Whoa.
You see that? That's
Whoa.
why.
Wild.
We use the pepper. No, it's not ready yet. You can touch it. You can see.
Yeah, it's-
be careful. Don't put
It's
it in
gonna
your
be
hands.
hot.
But don't put it in your hand.
It's going to be hot.
The way we're preparing Peking duck is a lot of stuff. They dry a little bit, then after I call it shower.
Shower.
The shower need something ingredient put in there. We put sugar. They call the 麦芽糖. Let's make a traditional sugar. I show you later.
That's what makes the skin crisp.
Yeah, like see, make the skin crisp. We used to have a more shop like this store, but right now they close a lot because the business is not like before.
When did the business go bad? After 9/11?
After 9/11.
Yeah, 9/11 was terrible for Chinatown.
They shut down the Park Road.
Yeah, baby.
Today, for instance, we pay a lot of tax. Labor is expensive. Everything is a problem right now. I think the city should give you a little bit break.
Want to get one of your vendors?
Yes, one of the way I go there.
All right, it's another world, baby.
Today, this is my favorite one. I'm going to use it with double saute, but this is on the seasoning. Sometimes they have, sometimes they don't have. Today they have.
What's it called?
I call the Chinese the garlic leaf something.
Garlic leaves.
Yeah, and I'm going to get a lot because I use it for double saute pork. This is celery. It's not.
American celery. You don't like? Yeah.
It's not
Nothing.
nothing flavor.
No.
All right. That's the sugar I use for the Peking duck.
That's what you use for the outside.
For the outside.
Maltose.
Models.
Yeah, it's a kind of sugar. Hellman's mayonnaise.
Yeah, I like to use marinade with something like different. I'm going to see my girlfriend. 现在已经快烦死了，赚我告诉你，一辈子赚不到了，这下累了。我真的不骗你，我把我的钱都毁掉了。I have one more down left too.
One more.
You want
Good.
to go there?
Good. Yes, one more.
Chinatown came to my father and said, listen, we want you to bring back the traditional Chinese restaurant that we knew when we were younger. And my dad thought about it. He's like, all right, you know what? Let's do it. And after that, he was all in, full commitment. Came out of retirement, spent every single day here at this site, working on the demolition, the construction, the design. And now this is what you see here today.
I mean, this is the most ambitious restaurant opening in Manhattan's Chinatown post 9/11.
Yeah.
I mean, honestly, and he's done it in such a way that, in his mind, he didn't want it to look like a Chinese restaurant.
Right,
He didn't want the
exactly.
architects to say, "Oh, we're going to do this." No. He's traveled to Europe. He knows what fine dining is. No,
Right.
I want it to look like a kind of a Western restaurant that serves great Chinese food.
Exactly. So every single facet of this restaurant is from him. The design of the tiles, the uniforms, the lighting. He loves his lights, as you can tell.
You told me that, yeah.
And
Even the plates are custom made
plates.
for you in China.
Exactly. This is his labor of love. I mean, he really put a lot of love and heart into this restaurant, the design, everything about it.
Yes, that pork rice is good.
And he lives in Tribeca, which is not a long walk from here. It's 15, 20. And he is, since the day you opened, he has not had a day off either.
Not one day off. So actually before, when we were in development for this place, so he hasn't had one day off in the past 3 years. Not one day.
That's crazy. That's the love of the business.
Yeah, it really is. It absolutely is. Yeah.
So there's this feeling now of almost like the re-emergence of Manhattan's Chinatown and its movement to this side, sort of on the East Broadway, to this what had been the sort of Fujianese community.
Absolutely. And that's the way we look at it. So my family views this as a Chinatown Renaissance. You know, people were saying Chinatown's done.
Right.
All the Chinese are moving to Flushing.
Right.
This place is going to become all touristy and hipstery. You're really not seeing that now. You're seeing a reemergence of Chinatown. You're seeing a lot of cool things going on down here. And you're seeing a lot of local Chinese really spending a lot of time and investing time and money into this neighborhood.
Well, congratulations. Your
Thank
dad's
you.
the best.
Thanks so
We're going to
much.
hang out here all night. And I hear the Taiwanese ambassador, the ambassador from Taiwan's downstairs for a private party.
He is. We're hosting him tonight in the banquet room.
Chef,
Hey, Dad.
can someone else do that? Don't you pay people to do that sort of thing?
He does everything.
I know.
Right here we have some dumpling wrappers. We use a different type of wrapper for almost every dumpling we make. This space is a little different from our original location in that we are fast casual counter service here. Tablespoon of the filling inside. All of our dim sum is the same nom dim sum. You know, you can expect the same quality and standard you get at Tea Parlor.
The Chinese love pork and shrimp. It's incredible.
Yeah,
in so
so
many dishes.
I think it's one of the reasons why pork gets to taste so good. The shrimp adds a moisture and a texture and a flavor to it that you don't get in a lot of other places. This dumpling, we're gonna fold it into a half moon. I'm just gonna pinch the sides. And then the way you form these dumplings is, and you see the finished product
I do.
right
They look
here.
like those little purses.
So what you do with this is you actually take the dumpling and you just push it. So push it between your thumb and your finger.
That takes practice, kid.
And you're gonna pinch the end.
I can't do this. No. Sorry. And at pickup, you have the option of getting them steamed or pan fried.
So we have some cooked ones here. So these are the same ones we just made. Okay. Right, so this is our bacon XO sauce. Finish it with some scallions. And that's it.
Thank you, Chef.
No problem. These are our turnip cakes that we make in-house. It's a fairly laborious process, actually. So you take whole daikon,
Right.
Chinese turnip,
Right.
mix it and saute it with a bunch of different spices. In this particular one, we have Chinese sausage and dried shrimp, and then it gets thickened with a rice flour and cornstarch mixture.
And then
Pan
on
fried
that
to
griddle,
finish
and it just gets all that love from that Maillard
Exactly.
effect. And
So from start to finish, it's a
pain in the neck.
pretty long, laborious
so I'm
process.
pretty much
yeah.
going to go out to eat these and not even consider why would I make that at home. I'm not making that at home. I'm just letting everybody know.
This is a hoisin sauce.
That's what that is, Hwa Yuan.
Yep. It's not expensive either.
You
So
come
I
here,
would-
$7.
I would-
$7
yeah.
second. I bought some yesterday.
Exactly.
It's good. It's good. It travels well.
Exactly. Yeah. So
Don't make it at home.
So yes.
Don't make any of this at home.
And then some fried shallots.
And
Yeah.
you do have plans, if I'm not mistaken, to be in the new Essex Street Market 2.0, the second rollout, when they do that market line underneath.
Correct. Yes. So you'll probably see another variation of our menu there as well.
I'm excited because that's like my backyard, that one.
Yeah. So we spent a
Armoire
lot
in Essex
yeah.
Street. Yeah, I'm stoked.
All right. So I'm gonna put down some oil. And the first thing I'm going to use is these Chinese broccoli stems.
Stems are the best part.
Yeah. We serve big plates of Chinese broccoli here, right? And we take some of those stems and we slice them up and we use it for this. We're very big on no waste and eating everything. So
I'm with you on that, kiddo.
that's
both
what we
your
do
chef
here.
and your business school background.
Right. So I have white rice, egg, shiitake mushrooms. Also in here, a lot of people don't see it, but it adds a lot of flavor, is salted radish. We want to get that nice kind of plancha flavor imparted to
Right,
it.
the way we talk about that flavor of the wok.
This is a mushroom soy sauce. Okay, so it's soy made with mushrooms, so it has a bit of a unique flavor. Like I would describe it as soy sauce, but maybe with like a little more depth. And this is some fried garlic that I'm actually going to put inside the fried rice. Okay.
And that's just minced garlic that you all saute in big batches?
It's minced garlic that's fried.
Deep fried?
Yep. Now it's pretty hot.
And this is vegetarian, vegan?
This is vegetarian. It's not vegan because it has the egg in it.
It does have egg. The egg was pre-mixed in there. Yeah,
Correct,
okay.
yeah. All right, so this we garnish with scallions and some of our fried shallots.
Great little bowl,
And
man.
that's it.
Great. I love it. I can't wait for you to come to Essex Street.
When I do the job, and I recognize the Peking duck, it's important for restaurant name. And I started go back how to preparing. I try to remember my father told me, and I try to change a little bit. And we do the last time we tried, And we show all the staff eating a lot of Peking duck, learn how to cut.
Just the skin by itself.
That's right.
That crispiness, it's almost like we were
butter.
trying to think, like suckling pig, like duck confit. It's perfect.
Yes, right.
It's just got the right balance.
Yes.
It's crispy, it's not greasy, it has very little fat left. It's delicate.
呢個佢擺佢嗰碟擺滿咗嘛，咁你可以成隻鴨髀攞嚟食啫。係啊，一定係遲到嘅。
Because we're upstairs, they gotta carry it.
It's very good.
Mike Colameco's Real Food is brought to you by the continuous, generous support of the following underwriters.
Extra virgin olive oil from Colameco, an Italian family brand.
Rachel Ray's signature specialty food line, designed for preparing meals at home.